Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's episode we are getting into the truth about specifically I want to get into 3 things that will detox your body. Now, water won't necessarily directly detox your body in the sense that it's extracting toxins from you, but it is one of the most important things that you can do for your body overall health. And it supports the organs that are responsible for detoxification. But inducing sweating is another way that we can get rid of toxins. This can look like daily fasting. This can look like periodic prolonged fasting. This can look like alternate day fasting. This can look like 5-2 fasting. Let's get into 3 things that will not detox your body. Number 1 is going to be juices. There's a bunch of different supplements out there that are marketed as a detox, whether that's charcoal, whether that's milk thistle, whether that's some special proprietary blend that's designed to eliminate toxins. Now, I already mentioned that fasting will detox your body. Do you undo all of the good that you did by fasting by breaking your fast with a bunch of crap? But a lot of times when people fast, they break their fast with food that isn't the best for them. Smoking is a terrible habit. It doesn't matter how much water you drink. It doesn't matter how much you sweat. It doesn't matter how much you fast. If you are smoking, you are loading your body up with toxins. I'm guilty of this. I've done a lot of prolonged fast. I've done a lot of alternate day fast. And every time I break my fast, I have a tendency to want to eat everything in sight. And that's not the smartest thing to do. Yes, I am breaking my fast, but I do want to undo all of the benefits that I got from fasting by eating a bunch of crap. So breaking your fast with unhealthy food will not detox your body, but probably do the opposite. And you're going to be loading your body up with more toxins because you're reintroducing more inflammatory foods, more processed foods, more foods that are loaded with preservatives and chemicals. And you don't want to do that. They're not going to help you. Just like with juice, if you wanted to support the liver, the best thing for you to do is to eat a healthy diet. Supplements should not be relied upon as a primary source of medicine. They shouldn't be relied upon as a primary source of nutrition. They should just be supplemental. So anything that you're taking as a supplement, make sure that you're relying on food first, and then use the supplement as just that, a supplement. A lot of times when people say that they're doing a detox, they were usually talking about drinking a bunch of juices, and a lot of times that juice is store-bought. One of the problems that I have with this is that as soon as you start adding fruit to juice, you're increasing the amount of sugar and the amount of calories. So I always tell people that juice is just a sneaky way to increase caloric intake. And even though those calories might be coming from vegetables, they're still calories. On top of that, the problem with juice is that you're missing out on the fiber. So what you're redoing is you're reconsuming a bunch of simple sugars because you're reblending the fruit and vegetables. Together, you're getting a rapid spike in blood sugar. And that blood sugar spike creates a lot of oxidative stress. So it's actually creating more free radicals in the body than it's eliminating. So I wouldn't say that juice is a good detox. If you want to consume vegetables, eat them whole. If you want to consume fruits, eat them whole. Don't juice them. There's a bunch of different ways that we can incorporate fasting, and all of them have benefits. Fasting does a couple of things for us. First, it gives our digestive system a break, which is awesome. Our digestive system works really hard for us, especially if we're eating processed food, especially if we're eating too much food, especially if we're snacking. All of that puts a lot of pressure on the digestive system. And it actually takes a lot of energy. So giving our digestive system a break allows that energy to be used elsewhere in the body to help other things function. On top of that, what fasting does is it starts to tap into fat as fuel versus using glucose as fuel. And this is awesome because now we're burning fat to create keto. We're tapping into fat stores. We're being efficient with our fuel utilization, and we're also eliminating excess glucose. So fasting is an awesome tool to not only help you lose weight, but also to help your body detoxify. The skin actually has a lot of different things in it that help to excrete toxins, but one of them is sweating. You can induce sweating by jumping in a sauna. You could go for a hot yoga class, although I wouldn't recommend that unless you've been doing yoga for a while. If you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend starting in a hot yoga class because you're probably not going to hold the poses for very long. You're going to be in there sweating, but you're not actually going to be able to get the benefits of yoga. So I would recommend learning yoga first, and then working your way into hot yoga if you even want to do that. Or you can do a steam room. You can do a Russian steam bath. Those are all really, really good options. Or if you live in a warmer climate like I do here in Texas, you can go for a run outside and sweat outside. But inducing sweating is another great way to detoxify your body. One of the biggest problems that happens when people don't drink enough water is that their kidneys don't have enough volume to work efficiently. In order for the kidneys to do their job of filtering blood, they need enough water so that they can filter that blood and eliminate the toxins that are in there. A lot of times, If people aren't drinking enough water, they can actually back up into the bloodstream and then start to circulate throughout the body. If you're circulating toxins in your blood, you're going to feel tired. You're going to feel sluggish. You're not going to feel like doing shit. So water is definitely number one. 3 things that will not detox your body, and hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight on how to navigate all of the information out there, because there's a lot of stuff being sold right now as a detox that's probably not helping you and maybe hurting you. Now, I would recommend that you get your electrolytes through your diet. There's plenty of foods that are high in electrolytes, but sometimes our bodies need a little bit more, and the easiest way to do that is just to put some electrolyte powder in your water. That can be from a brand, or you can make your own. I usually get mine from a brand, and it's just a good way to make sure that the muscles are functioning, that the nerves are functioning, because those things rely heavily on having enough electrolytes. And then also, it tastes really good. It's nice to have some flavor to your water instead of just chugging down plain old H2O. But water is definitely one of the best things that you can do to help your body detoxify. So let's get into it. First thing that will detox your body is going to be water. In addition to that, one of my favorite ways to kind of enhance the water is to add some electrolyte powder into it. Number 2 is going to be sweating. We have a bunch of different ways that we can induce sweating. Third thing that will detox your body is fasting, all right? So those are 3 things that will actually detox your body. Another thing that will not detox your body is going to be supplements. Last thing that will not detox your body is fasting. So if you are fasting, make sure that you break your fast with healthy food, whether that's protein, whether that's fat, whether that's a meal that is balanced with all of the right nutrients. I want to talk about something that's not food, but it is a habit that can load your body with toxins, and that's going to be smoking. Hopefully, this gave you a little bit more insight on what you can do to detox your body, and more importantly, what you should avoid doing to detox your body. How about the ketogenic diet? Some people call that a detox diet. Well, the ketogenic diet is great for helping people lose weight, and it helps people with epilepsy control their seizures. But there's no special detoxifying effect of a keto diet. Then we have the Master Cleanse diet, which is basically a liquid-only diet of water and lemon juice and maple syrup. That's called the Master Cleanse. Well, this is a liquid diet. A liquid diet in and of itself does not detoxify your body. Liquid diets are unhealthy. They're dangerous. They lead to nutrient deficiencies, and they cause loss of lean muscle mass. Now, in general, those herbs are fine to consume. They're not poisonous. They're generally considered safe for most people. However, none of those herbs have been scientifically proven to help detoxify your body. They may be part of a healthy diet. You could drink herbal teas, but don't think of them as magical potions that are going to cleanse your body of toxins. It binds to the toxins, absorbs them, neutralizes them, and then it passes right through you and washes the toxins out in your stool. And then in the morning, you take them off, and they're all discolored. They look like someone spilled some coffee grounds on them. Now, if you look really closely at these things, it looks like maybe there's some discoloration, some staining in there. If you zoom in really close, it kind of looks like it might be some sort of pad material that's soaked in a dark-colored solution. But you know what? Nobody's ever done a scientific study on detox foot pads. All the claims about them are completely false. This is a classic example of the placebo effect. You put these things on your feet and overnight, they magically change color. Not because anything's happening to your feet, but because your brain is tricking you into thinking that it's working. Now, this is also true if you're a drinker. Fiber will bind to alcohol and help it pass through your system faster. Also, if you smoke cigarettes, fiber will help bind to those carcinogens and help clear them out of your system faster. The second way to get toxins out of your body is through your kidneys. Poisons go into your bloodstream, your blood, and then they go to your kidneys where they filter them out and they pass in your urine out of your body. The more water you drink, the faster you can flush toxins from your body through your urine. I'm a family physician, and we're going to talk about the truth about They're not going to make big headlines. They're not going to sell a lot of pills or potions or special diets. So let's talk about all the popular detoxes out there. Do they work at all? Okay, let's start with this idea of detoxing in general. When people say detox, what they mean is removing toxins from your body. The definition of toxin is any substance which causes damage or dysfunction in a biological system. So, really, all toxins, by definition, are poisons. So here's the 2 best ways that we currently have to remove poisons from your body. Now, here's the thing. Those 2 things, drinking more water and eating more fiber, are not very sexy. Detox teas. They're very popular right now. Detox foot pads. Detox foot patches. These are adhesive-backed little pads that you stick to the bottoms of your feet at night before you go to bed. Detox diets. Like some diets claim that they'll help you detox. How about colon cleansing? Colon detox. Well, you can do colonoscopies. And there are special procedures that can be done to clean the inside of your colon. How about detoxifying charcoal? There's this idea that activated charcoal can somehow detoxify your body. Activated charcoal is usually taken in pill form. What about fasting? Fasting in and of itself isn't bad. In fact, fasting is good for people who have diabetes. Then we have saunas. Saunas are great. There's this idea that if you spend a lot of time on social media, especially Instagram, that you're being bombarded by ads for products and potions and diets that promise to detox your body. But if you're exposed to a lot of toxins, here are some examples. And here's another group of people that I recommend seeing a doctor for regular checkups. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.